here's human music.
Hmm. Human music. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Gotta relax.
This is Earth Radio. And now here's human music.
Hmm. Human music. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it.
Hello, friends. Uh, let's turn this vibe check down a little. 64. Let's see if we can get up to 69. Nice. All right, so it is Wednesday. Weird starts to the stream. It's Wednesday, and that means art streams. We're the world's crazy at the moment, and so we're gonna try and have this one be a chill one. Hopefully, we're gonna try and avoid too much of the controversial, unless everybody in chat starts bringing it up, and then I won't be able to help myself.
Don't do that.
It's my sound. There it is. Where are you? I'm right here. I'm sat right here. Yeah, we're gonna try and avoid too much of the heavy shit today, and we're just gonna chill. It's been a long week, and it's only Wednesday, so we're not doing well. But we're making our way through it. I'm not sure exactly what it is I wanna do today. We're gonna start by making a good art stream intro screen. Yeah, what are we arting today? So we're gonna start by making an intro screen, just because I don't have a good one. I had one made up for Fungery, and it was kind of half-assed and rushed, and sort of fair enough. I missed a Pokemon that wasn't there. That's weird. Making our way downtown. Yeah, so I wanna have an Aus Art stream opening, so that people can like see it, see what we're doing, see that we're making art before we turn to a blank screen and people are like, oh, it's shit again. So that's the thing we're gonna try and do. At least just here to begin with. And then after that, I've got this idea for some Sea of Thieves like characters in like little cute animal forms, like cartoony animal forms. So I figured I'd try and do a couple of our lovely streamer friends as Sea of Critters. Oh, good music. Let's turn that up a little. Hey, Violet Chaos, how you doing? I was thinking more just like, you know, woodland critters, just because they're easier to draw and kind of cute. But sea creatures works as well. Chaos could be a crab person. I don't know if she's particularly crabby as a crab person. I was thinking more like a puppy, because that seems to make sense to me. Fire like crab. Okay, yeah, now I'm sold. You've sold me, Cog. Yeah, this is Art Steam. So we're making just some Alexia. For those who were watching last night's stream, we rescued a puppy. A wonderful puppy. This is going to be slightly a call out to someone who doesn't watch the stream, so it's fine. To this wonderful puppy came and visited us, and we looked after him for a bit, and all was good. And then we took him back home after the stream, which was fine.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if they did watch your stream?
It would be very, very unlikely, but kind of funny. But yeah, so we took the puppy back last night, and originally they were kind of like umming and ahhing about whether or not we should bring him over. They were like, oh, if you want to, otherwise he can stay with you guys. And
Till the morning, not forever.
Till the morning, not forever. Yeah, we want to steal him. But we took him back that night, and then literally overnight, the very next morning, he's out again, roaming the town. 3 separate different people.
He's still missing.
He is still missing, yes, I know. So he's out roaming the town. He apparently tried to get on a bus with some people. So he's trying to get far away. And honestly, I kind of support it.
We should just go out and find him. We should skip your stream, stop streaming, let's go find a puppy.
Well, what I could do is stream from my phone and do
Puppy finding stream?
puppy finding stream.
Hey, I would be down for that. I don't know if your people who are here for art would be, though.
It would be a very specific sort of stream.
I mean, see what your audience thinks. If they want us to find a puppy.
I mean, there's literally three people in the audience, so...
Well, your 3 people might have an opinion on puppies.
They sure might. I think I know what the opinions on puppies will be.
I don't know who's in your audience right now.
We have Firelight Chaos, Cognitive Bard, and...
I'm gonna put myself in your audience. So, audience members, what is your opinion on giving up on the art stream and going to find a puppy?
Cog says, I think you've earned a chilled art stream. You can't save the world all the time.
Fair. But rude.
He's got a point, though.
Yeah, no, I can't argue with him.
But we're so good at arguing with him.
I could go and find out.
You could go and find Archie. That is a thing you could
That
do.
would involve going out.
It would. And you have training in the morning and then also
A night shift.
a night shift, which is ridiculous.
Yeah,
Fire says, it's a husky.
it is. It's still a puppy.
You really are. I can't win most of our conversations. Oh, we're not that bad. Or at least we try not to be that bad. I hope we're not that bad. Ba-da-ba. I need to put some more music on this playlist. I absolutely dig the vibes that I've got going on it. But there is a level of like, we've heard these songs quite a few times now, and I'm craving some fresh beats, as the kids would say. Hey, Lizzie Bell.
I haven't played around with all of you new.
In with the bee swarm.
No, I'm human. I was promised
No,
bee buds.
with bee butts. You were promised bee butts. There are bee butts.
Yeah.
They're right there.
I was enjoying them.
Ba-da-ba, ba-ba-ba-ba. Federal election is coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you remember to vote if
Very
you are enrolled. If you're not enrolled,
Enroll!
don't sweat it. You can
No.
enroll and vote next time.
Enroll and vote.
It's too late. You can't enroll
Oh,
now.
really? Is it?
Yeah, it
Oh.
was over like a month ago.
Well, that's dumb. Why would you not enroll to vote on
I
time?
mean, it's kind of hard to enroll. You do need all sorts of like documentation and stuff.
Do you?
Yeah.
I can't remember what I said when I had to enroll.
You're not sure if you're allowed to now, neither is Dragon. Aw. That's alright, next time.
Why?
Enroll to vote next time. The bureaucracy got to them.
I mean, you need ID. Do you not have any ID?
Need a license, don't have a license. It's specifically a license.
Really?
Yeah, you can't use a photo card.
Why?
Because government.
But
Bureaucracy.
not everyone has a license.
Correct.
That stops people from being able to vote. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yep.
What the fuck?
Yep.
That makes me really angry.
Yep.
Can't be a passport?
Can be a passport. But, like, getting a passport is more difficult and more expensive than
Yes, it is.
getting a license.
Just wondering.
I believe it has to be a driver's license or a passport. And there was something about the photo card thing. Specifically license, don't have passport either though. Yeah. That's it. Documents are really tricky because it's like, to get one, you kind of need the others. And then it's that cyclical loop of like, you don't have the right document, so you go to get the document and you need other documents to get that document. And so then you go to get other documents to get those documents, and you just sort of end up back where you were in the first place. For a while, I didn't have my birth certificate because I couldn't find it. And I was trying to get it replaced, and this is before there was like all the online systems and stuff and you had to go in person. And I went in like 3 times with like different documents, and they kept being like, no, that's not the right document, you can't use that, you can't use this, it's not an original copy, you can't use that, this is not like from this issue or whatever, or doesn't, you know, it's expired, it doesn't count, kind of thing. And it was just so much like back and forth of not helpful at all. It was very frustrating.
You can have someone who is on the Commonwealth electoral roll
Vouch
confirm
for you,
your
yes.
identity.
So you need... Do you need them to come in with you, or do you need them to vouch?
You can apply online. You need to give their name and address and their date of birth, and they need to sign it. So that's all you
So they'd have to be there so that you could sign it.
They need to sign the form,
Yeah.
which you don't have to do in person.
Yeah.
You can also enroll to vote online.
Yeah. That's through their online system, though. You
Presumably,
still need those
You
things.
could still send in the details. You can have to have them there in person.
Yeah.
Yeah, all you need is someone who's enrolled. You don't need the passport or the license. That'll actually be the easiest option.
There you go. Alright, we know for next time. Soon as the election's over, enroll to vote. It is a lot of hoops. It's hoops. It is hoops. All them hoops. Heaps of hoops, yeah. Now I want to listen to Hoops by the Rubens. But then I'll get copyright struck because bloody Twitch. Alright, let's make a pretty background. What do we think? Green? Like a dark green? Marini. You can say that the shitstorm has nothing to do with you. That's not what I wanted to use. Oh, there we go. That's more like it. Let's get rid of this. Nope, erase. Let's erase this properly first. There we go. That's a little better. That must be one of them new Pokemons that I don't know. Getting old. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Lizzie Bell.
I mean, you're older than I am, and I'm old.
Yeah, true. Oh, it escaped. No one caught it. Ha ha! Vindication. Oh, I'm sorry, Chaos. It was introduced in Gen 7. There you go. That would be why I don't know it very well. I probably know what it looks like once I see it, but like the names catch me. It's a Sun and Moon one. Yeah, that makes sense. Ooh. Let's just... Don't need that repetitive music over and over again, God. I need train music. I don't need train music. Train music is the last thing I need right now. You DM'd it to me. Oh, yeah, this one. I think I've already caught one of these ones actually. Let me check my my Pokemon thing. Where is channel? There we go. Yeah, I already got one. Level 10. Hey.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Hey. I've forgotten what that was. But still fitting. Alright, this is looking pretty good. I think I'm happy with this, more or less. So we might look to moving on after I've saved it, because remembering to save things is important. What are we going to call this? Art stream intro. And that should go into stream stuff. There we go, saved. This is what we were working on last time. We may come back and do some of this if we can be bothered, or if we have time, but I don't think we do, because it's already 9 o'clock and we don't want to be streaming for that long, probably. So this is a thing. I'm not entirely sure about the face positioning structure, but everything else looks pretty good. I really like the detail on the cloth here. I think I have done that quite well. Anyway, so we're going to move on to doing some of these. And I'm going to try and not make it as scratchy as I usually do. I quite like the Violated Dwarf. Violated Dwarf eventually is going to be a thing. I'm not sure exactly how to get across without it just being, you know, a picture of a dwarf that's been violated. It's a fine line to tread, I've got to say. So let's kind of just scratch something out here. Actually, we will use... I'll go back to using the thing I like, just because it might help us a little. So we want kind of like pirate puppy on a cannon. So we have like cannon. Gotta remember the point of this is to make it really simple, so just simple shapes. It's all about practice. The more you practice, the better you get. So I'd hope, given how much I've practiced, that I'd be able to make something like this. All right, that looks pretty good. So let's do an overlay. You get too pissed off at it? Yeah, that's fair. It's a fine line between like it working for you and it just being a shit. Is this gonna be the best way to do this? Will the dynamic brush do this better? I don't think this dynamic brush is actually doing anything. I was hoping that it would smooth the lines as I was drawing them, but I don't think it is doing that. I think it's just there's a tool you can use in Procreate. I don't know if it's like the standard brush tool or oh sorry, burping on stream. I don't know if it's a standard brush tool or if it's some fancy option you can do, but there is a tool that smooths your lines as you're drawing them. And boy, sometimes that would be good to just have on all the things. Because my line work is not that smooth. Should be smoother than it is, I'll be honest, seeing as how I want to be a tattoo artist, but like don't know if that's the ticket there, but we'll give that a go for now, and we'll see how he looks once we clean him up a little. I'm going to turn the dynamic thing off because I don't think it is actually doing anything. Honestly. Generic pirate puppy? Yeah, kind of. This was sort of just a proof of concept for the idea. Basically of like our Sea of Thieves friends, but as critters. Hey, right on. Hell yeah. Good catch. Get me a right on. Now, I found out that you don't have to type in the specific ball you want to use, but I don't know if that means that it just takes any ball that you have, because I'd kind of hope that it wouldn't take, like, the Ultra Balls and the Great Balls and stuff, but there's no guarantee in that, so maybe I shouldn't just use that as the thing. Oh, writing got call like fire like chaos. Congratulations. Let's give him like a neckerchiefy type thing. Just because, you know, adorableness. Could be like a proper sailor. I think there is a battle mechanic in this thing. I have not looked into it enough, honestly. And I really should probably vet things a little bit more closely before I just like add them to my channel, but it seemed too awesome not to. So we're kind of stuck with it now. Because I'm not getting rid of it unless it turns out that it's like doing something awful. But yeah, I should look into like how all the systems work, because there is apparently a like a battling mechanic, and there's like tournament style stuff that happens, which would be cool to look into a little bit more. I think. I don't know if we'd do any of it on stream, but just, you know, curiosity's sake, I guess. Oh, I'm gonna have to clean up so many of these lines. I need a better tablet. Going to invest in a better tablet one day. Up until Nintendo comes for you. You need a better tablet too, but doctors are expensive. They sure are, buddy. Yeah, doctors are rough. What are pirate boots like? Pirate boots are like that. They do the like fold over top thing. I think having like cute little booties on these pirate, they have all kinds. I mean, yeah, they do, but like the iconic image of a pirate boot, a pirate booty, is like that, I think. Sorry, I'm a little gassy, everybody. I had burritos for dinner, and 2 nights in a row. So, whew, I'm gonna be something else tomorrow. School children, watch out. I'm mildly worried that I'll have stomach issues. That will make being in a classroom for hours on end slightly difficult. Get out of line, gas him. That'll teach him. That's bad. Don't do that. Google see if these boots and choose a style you like. Yeah, that's a good option actually. We might do that for the next ones. For now, we're just chilling. Actually, that Laziness right there is an increase in the vibe check for, well, at least, what, 3 points? 67. Getting pretty close. I mean, just getting pretty close to 69 is a pretty vibe mood, you know, as the kids would say, which is kind of a decrease in the vibe, so balances out. There we go. I don't have to change it, which again is an increase. We're in a loop. Oh god, we're stuck in a loop. It's me in a nutshell. Oh no, I'm trapped in a nutshell. Help, I can't get out. Me in a nutshell. Stuck in a loop, that's a vibe. Yep. See? It's all just a vibe. It's all referential. Although actually being stuck in a loop is not a vibe, because I had that after Burning Man, and at Burning Man, and it's not a vibe at all. It's quite concerning, really. Wouldn't advise it, gents and ladies. Don't take too much drugs. It's bad times. Hey, self-care, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you are looking after yourself. You are very important, Beans.
I'm a bean?
You're a bean. Everybody in our chat, everybody chilling here at home. Our monster. Our sleepy monster. She may in fact be the most bean of all. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna have to start colouring this in because I greatly dislike when we take away the sketch design underneath. It just looks terrible. But I know that's just because it's not been coloured, and so it needs some finessing, basically. So we'll just block in some colours here. And that should do the trick of like actually making it look better. Because that is the trick with simple artworks. The unifying parts of it are actually what make it look good. So until you get to that point, it's just going to look terrible. It's going to look bare, basically. See, it already looks better. Just with a bit of colour on the cannon. Instantly. Nothing terrible about that. Wah! It's not the best line art, gotta say. Simple black and white advertisement for a bank. That's all, yeah. Generic bank. We won't steal your plunder. That is great. What I'm actually going to do is... No, I don't need to. I can steal from... color match from the image. Let's make him a... brown puppy. Actually, no, let's make him like a... husky grey. In honor of the husky. So I can already see there's some points that I'm wanting to change here. So the nose, for example, mouth could do with some redefinement. These ears could do with some change. I think I want to give him short sleeves as well. So we can change those in a second. Boogie catch. Ah, you don't own that ball. Now, do you own any balls at all? And it's just being like, well, you don't have any balls for us to use. Or are you out of Pokeballs specifically, and so it's only using Pokeballs for that shorthand? I would be curious. I would be curious to know. No idea. Cool. You can check the extension. I have the extension down in my About Me. If you're curious. Oh, it escaped and no one caught it. Rude. You had a Great Ball and an Ultra Ball. Okay, so it must just throw Pokeballs then. That must be the trick behind it. You need 6 Pokemon before you battle. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you for checking that out. I think these need to be lighter, so that we can see the definition in it. That's a little better. We're going to go with the same green for the belt, I think. Kind of belt sash thing. Because I think I've decided this one's going to be me. Just because, why not? Right? That's a sufficiently goldy color, I think. Hey, there are some lovely art streamers, and there is the Discord if anybody would like to join up. Let's fix this hat, because it is god-awful. What was I thinking? I mean, honestly, I wasn't thinking much. How does a tricorn? I think it goes up and then like that. I have to Google it now. Ugh. References, reference images, tricorn hat. Okay, so it's just a roundy bit. I'm trying too hard to make it fancy. Just round it out, Chris. Doesn't have to be that good. Oh, there you go. That already looks better. Looks like a simple sailor hat. Yeah, well, that's sort of what I was going for. Like a little piratey, but not too piratey. Kind of like my character in the game. You know, the game we play? That game? Ah, I'm already tired. I'm already on it.
It's already 9:30.
It is already 9:30. Same color as the boots. No, same color as the cannonball. Yes. That's what we want. I'm kind of hoping that like no one raids in tonight. It would be nice to have like more people watching the stream, but I kind of hope that no one raids in just because it's fairly low energy and we're going to leave like as soon as I'm done. I'm just gonna be like, nah, out of here. I kind of don't want to let someone who raids down by just being like, oh yeah, no, sorry, we're leaving straight away, bye. Because they'll see the runtime and be like, oh yeah, no, he hasn't been on for that long. You know, we'll do a nice thing, we'll raid into him. And I'll be like, nah, tricked ya. You've organised a 50-man raid in 15 minutes. Just for you, Cog, I'll stream all night. How about that? I won't actually.
No, then you'd suffer.
I would. I'd suffer tomorrow. It'd be awful. And I'd be awful because I'd be all grumpy. Lizzie Bell knows. When I work too much, I get grumpy.
It's true. Can't deny it.
I become a grump. The incredible grump. You wouldn't like me when I'm grumpy. Or something. Oh, that's this weekend's goal. Okay, cool. Well, we can do stupid things on the weekend, that's fine. Just not during the week when I then have to go and be alive at a reasonable time. Which is honestly the worst. Who invented AM as an idea? Like, sun in the morning? Silly. I refuse. See, he's already looking better now that we've got blocks of colour in. And it will get better once we've refined it a bit more. But it's looking pretty good so far. Now, we don't wear all white. But I don't think I want it to be like too stand out-ish. Maybe just like a tan grey. Yeah, that works. Nothing too elaborate. Just... And honestly, we could leave the white top, but I think we should probably at least try and colour it a little. Oh, no, that's too... There we go. Is that too close to this colour? Might be. We cool tone it a little. That's a little better. White would have worked, but there's a lot of white in the background, so I didn't want it to just like fade in.
In case you're interested, I've decided on backpacks.
Ah, very good. I like backpacks. For those who don't know, we're going to Paris for a wedding, which is exciting. So Lizzie Bell is doing, some would say, an excessive amount of organisation.
Hey, I have to hyperfixate on something.
True. And honestly, her hyperfixation on this has actually been really good because it's helping us organise a whole bunch of things super early.
Ages away.
And in a way that is actually like super functional and will massively increase the like awesomeness of the trip, because I distinctly remember having not organized barely anything when I went, and just suffering through. Well, that was a poor decision. Well, that was a poor decision. We're not going to have that with Lizzie Bell around because she's going to whip us into shape.
I mean, we might,
Nah.
but I'm gonna try not to.
Nah, I think you're gonna knock it out of the park.
Well, we're gonna have the correct sized luggage for starters, for all of our flights,
Yep,
which is important.
it sure is.
Don't want to pay extra.
Nope. You need to go back to your wedding planning at some point. Yes, that is also important. Should probably do that. But also, your sexy boy should probably be helping you with that one, if he is not already. There is some part of me that, like, understands the, you know, men not being as interested in the wedding planning thing. Especially if you've got, like, a lady who has been planning her wedding since she has been a small child, and so everything is kind of either already done or is a very set kind of thing. Like, she's got an idea in her head of exactly what she wants, and if you don't fit into that, then, you know, it's her day kind of thing. But I've met quite a few men now who seem to be really nonchalant about the whole thing of like, oh yeah, no, I don't care, just, you know, pick whatever, just do whatever. And I'm like, you know that this is your day as well. Like, you should be actively involved in this process. And if you are, you'll get a whole lot more out of the day than you otherwise would have. But no, apparently they're just not interested. Got to get him on board? Absolutely. Do it. Should actually just copy and paste this because I'm going to keep using it, so there we go. You're stubbornly not doing any more until he joins in. Fair. Yeah, cannot argue with that at all. The only concern that potentially brings up is that then nothing gets done, because if he doesn't help out eventually, you kind of end up getting stuck in the like, well, no one's doing it thing. And then it's an attrition thing, which is not great. But that's not to say that it's your job or your fault to fix that. Men should do their share in all things. None of this learned helplessness bullshit. It escaped. He told me he has a plan. Plan he asked for the save the dates. Okay, cool. There you go. Some input. Do I want to colour all this in? Or do I just want it to be... See, I kind of think it, like, would be better if it was just, like... You know, like a background colour. Let's do this. Let's get rid of that. Have the foreground be coloured. And then the background. I'm sure you're not actually worried, Chaos, but your commission is a priority. I don't have the mental energy today to make something that looks really good, so I'm fucking around with something that I don't care if it looks good or not. So yeah, don't be too concerned if you are. If you aren't, then awesome. You're enjoying this? Okay, good. I've had some people before who've like commissioned me to do things, and then I've gone to start like just drawing something else, anything else, and they've been like, "Oh, but you're supposed to be working on my commission." I'm like, "That's not how this works." I appreciate that you want things done in a timely manner, and they will hopefully get done in a timely manner, or try and get them done in a timely manner. But honestly, there is a process to all of this art making stuff, and it doesn't go in order. It goes in whatever order it wants to go in, depending on how I feel on the day, honestly. But it will get done. They all get done in time. That's the rule. Always get my jobs done. No concern here at all. Good. That is good. I'm happy. He's doing the bank's commission first. Yeah, exactly. The bank pays better. I am silly. Yes. Alright, let's actually fill this in properly. That ain't looking half bad. Art has moods. I feel the same with writing. Sometimes you just ain't in the mood for the work you have to do. It's a massive delay in your book. Yeah, exactly. I'm glad you understand. This is why I like working with other artists, like other fellow arty types, because they do understand the process a little better. Yeah, there's some things that could be cleaned up on this. I don't know if I ever will bother cleaning it up, but I kind of dig it. I think this is cute. However, I do want to do one thing. Actually, I could probably just do this and bring it up here, and then erase all of this. Make sure I'm on the right layer. Oh no, that wasn't right. There we go. Erase all of this. I do just want to come in with my terrible brush that I love using and see if I can like clean this up a little. This is more for me than it is for the actual picture. Because I'm going to go in and like get rid of it in a second, but like just because this is actually what I want to do with it. In your head now he's named Fred. I mean, he could be a Fred. Fred the pirate puppy. Alright, let's go in and fix up the little things. Ooh. Is Mike Myers the intellectual equivalent of a fart joke? Go. Oh, alright. I mean, yeah. No, and, like... See, the problem with this is it's not just is Mike Myers the equivalent of a fart joke. Mike Myers literally uses fart jokes in his, like, characterizations and movies. So, you kind of can't... You're watching his new show. I haven't seen his new show. What's his new show like? But, like, Goldfinger... Well, any of the Austin Powers stuff is like fart joke central, and that kind of level of humor, and then, like Shrek is all, not all, but a fairly significant portion of it is quite lowbrow humor, and you know, not that that's a bad thing, but just like there is. It is a category, I guess. Like it is. Pentavertrate. Okay. Is it worth a look? Illuminati-style secret conspiracy organization. He plays all the main characters as he tends to, yeah. Okay. I'll give it a look. Yeah, I find it hard with things like this, because it's like... I do fondly remember the Austin Powers movies as being something I enjoyed and was funny. But they were funny at the time when I was, like, a teenage boy. So, watching them back again now, there's probably quite a few jokes that I would find less funny. Not necessarily in a, like, you know, oh, they're not actually funny anymore, but just like, you know, well, you know, that crass humor is, you know, was funny at a time, or like was funny at a particular period in my life. And then I know there's a few jokes in there that didn't age well. That like for the time were probably acceptable to some degree. Now not so much. And you know, I generally judge content based on its contemporaries, based on its era, rather than trying to fit it into a like a current acceptableness, I guess. But there are definitely some who disagree with that notion, and, you know, rightly so. Plays a Russian character who is a source of humor. Well, the whole source of humor is that he's Russian and that he talks and acts funny. Okay. So, yeah, pretty lowbrow. But that was essentially like, you know, part of Austin Powers' appeal was that like he was the fairly bumbling, inept Englishman. So he has been playing that character for a while, just with various different accents and... Oh, a Meryl. I'll catch a Meryl. Why not? So what's your view on it then, Cog? Is he the equivalent of a fart joke? Or is his content the equivalent of a fart joke? I guess is probably more accurate. Austin Powers had a character more than just saying things that sounded like he was hissing at people. Yeah, it was based on a lot of, like, British lower class, or upper class, like, depending on your positioning, like, stereotyping and stuff. So there was still a level of that, like, the humor in it was that he was kind of this oversexed Englishman. But yeah, there was a little bit more to it than just a funny accent. Just hissing at people like Dracula. I think he's an energetic fart joke and you can appreciate his content. Fair. Yeah, like I said, like a fart joke has a time and place. Fart jokes for children are amazing. Children love fart jokes. So if you're making children's content, like you are almost remiss if you don't put a fart joke in there at least somewhere. He does. He hisses at people like Dracula multiple times in each episode so far. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that would get old pretty quick. But then I guess that it's like, the the guys who did What We Do in the Shadows, there's a lot of that, like, I mean, it's more than just an accent. They are playing an interesting character, but there is a lot of that, like, hamming up the character through vocalization, a fair amount in that as well. So if it's done in that sort of a way, it might be interesting still. I don't know. I'm like picky and critical of a lot of things, so I'm probably not the best person to ask, honestly. Yeah, I think we've been over this on the stream before. Like, I'm even critical of things that I really, really love. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Like, wanting the things that you like to be even better, and being able to see where things could be improved, I think is good. But I do have quite a critical eye, because I've done a lot. Like, I've been in the art community. I've been around, TV writers and like short directors, not like big luxy directors or anything like that. I don't know anybody super industry famous, although I know a couple of people in movies. But like, just having been around people who've been making stuff for ages, and also like having done some of the process of making things like that, art and short films and things, there is a sense that, like, I could have, or someone could have done that bit a little better, or someone could have done this instead, which I think is reasonable. Wanting the things you love to be big oofed, as the kids would say. That's a vibe for sure, you reckon? Oh, okay. Is that a 1 increase in vibe, or is that a 2 increase in vibe? I think that might be a 2 increase in vibe, because it's also like the millennial, like, depressive, everything's awful vibe. So, 69, nice. Is 2 the max? No, it can go up by, 10 if there's really a vibe. Like, if we fully vibe it out, then it can go all the way up. Going all the way up. But we've got to really get into a vibe for that. At the moment, we're just chilling. That was at least a 5 in your opinion, you reckon? A big oofed is a 5? Alright. So what would that put us at? That'd put us at 73? So we blew past 69. Oh, wanting things you love to be better is a 5. Yeah. Yeah, okay, fair enough. I'll pay that. The big off might be half a 1. How dare we blow past 69? You didn't even get a chance to say nice. Oh. Like Chaos, we've failed you. You know what's a bigger ooft in all of this? Is that poor puppy is out there, and we could have had him overnight and he would have actually stayed with us.
Yeah, he would have.
Because there's no chance he would have run off when he's got a warm bed, food,
Not that he
gets
ate.
to stay inside. Oh, yeah, he ate a bit. He didn't eat, like, an excessive amount, but he ate a bit. But yeah, but like got to sleep inside for once. when it was cold and windy and was about to rain?
We could stop and go find him.
No.
We could do that. That's a thing we could do.
It's late.
Take a quick drive.
You can take a
Quick
drive.
romantic nighttime drive.
Oh,
It was just their anniversary.
it was just our anniversary. Guess what, guys? We've been married for over a year. I think that needs a celebratory hat. How about a cheese hat? There we go. Celebratory cheese hat for 1 year of marriage. Apparently, we're not allowed to think about the coulda, woulda, coulda, shoulda in regards to puppies and kittens. Yeah. Yeah, there's a bit of that. Thinking about the woulda, coulda, shoulda is a recipe for disaster, often, in most situations, but specifically with regards to pets, especially if they're not your pets. Like, it never ends well. Because there's a lot of animals in the world being mistreated, and you know, there's only so much of you to go around. Also, just like you can't control the actions of an animal. They're gonna do what they're gonna do. So if they go and do stuff, you know, you can't hold yourself personally responsible for that. It would be unreasonable to do so. Alright, we've been streaming for an hour and a half now. So we will finish Fred the Pirate. Frederick Plunderson. And then we will go on a quick puppy hunt. She's not listening.
Sorry, me? What? What'd you say?
No, it's okay.
I thought you were talking to the stream. What'd you say?
I was talking to the stream, but I was also talking to you.
What'd you say?
I said I will finish Frederick Plunderson in the next 30 minutes, because then it will be 10:30 and I will have streamed for 2 hours, and then we're going to go on a puppy hunt.
Just a little one.
Just a little one.
We've spent way too much time looking for dogs at our house recently.
We have, especially given that, like, we haven't found the dog we are actually looking for.
Yeah, but this dog doesn't run away from people.
This is true. This dog tries to get on buses. How has he not been caught yet? Because people in the area don't actually give a shit about dogs.
They'll see a dog and just be like, oh, your dog was running down the street earlier.
Yeah. Oh, we saw your dog. He was running down the street in this area. You might want to go and get it. That's sort of their whole deal. Quite a lot of people in the area have the view that pets are tools. Either for work or just like, you know, well, it's the kid's toy, so, you know, the kids will look after it or whatever. And then if they don't look after it, then, well, you know, that's the kid's fault. They're gonna have to learn. rather than, you know, it's a living creature with a mind of its own, and it probably doesn't want to be chained outside with no entertainment. Sad face. You've always caught them and tried to find the owner, or take it to the nearest vet. Yeah, that's generally how we do it in town.
We don't always go to the vet though. We have a pretty active local Facebook page.
Yeah.
Because it's a small community. So if you post a photo of a dog, either the family will see it or someone that the family knows will see it. And if it's someone who actually cares about their dog, they've probably already posted that their dog is missing.
Yeah.
So we usually go off the Facebook page, and then if we can't, we will then call the ranger or take it to the vet.
Yeah.
On that note, we pick up a lot of dogs from the side of the road.
We do pick up so many dogs. It's kind of ridiculous how many dogs we pick up.
And like, judging by the Facebook page, we pick up a small fraction of the amount of dogs that are actually out every day.
Yeah, there's a lot of posts of like, hey, this dog is out again. You know, can someone come and pick it up? It's just sad. Bronzong. Yes. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, pets are family members. And they should be treated as such. Then again, given how we know some people treat their family members, maybe treat them better than you. Pets are like family members plus. So treat them better than.
Ideally, also treat your family members better.
Yeah.
Just treat everyone in your life better. Be a better person.
No, that sounds too hard. Let's just go with treat the pets better.
I can assure you, it is not hard to be a better person.
That sounds false.
From personal experience.
Oh, we're never going to be as good as you. No one caught the bronzong. I want to remain as shit.
I mean, I guess that's your choice.
It is a personal preference thing, you know. If you wanna be the very best,
Just not to animals.
like no one ever was. Bum bum ba bum. That's fine, as long as it's not animals. I think we would actually all agree with that. In our little group, our streamy group. That as long as you were nice to animals, you'd probably get away with being a shit to people. As long as it wasn't a shit to people in the group, and as long as it wasn't like really heinous acts, and I mean, it depends on who it is, I guess. Because quite a few of us would probably give you leeway, depending on who it was you were being awful to, if I'm honest.
That's true. Even I possibly would if it's...
Hey, Turnip Dad, how you doing? Sorry, Elizabeth.
How could you?
Turnip Dad came in. We had to talk to Turnip Dad. Oh, hey, buddy, check this out. It's a puppy pirate. Ain't he just the cutest boy? Oh. I love him. Frederick Plenderson. That's his name. So I'm gonna try and make one for like each of our streamy friends. So this one's obviously me. If I was a puppy pirate. So we're gonna have to make one for you, Turnip Dad. So think of an animal that you would most like to associate yourself with as a pirate animal. And then let us know, and we'll try and draw you one. Hells yeah. Because I think Cog's gonna be a cat.
Do I get an animal even though I don't stream?
Lizzie Bell's gonna be a bee.
I'm gonna be a bee? I didn't even get a choice.
You can have a choice. It's either a bee or a bat.
Yeah, I was thinking fruit bat actually. But I can be a bee if it's forced upon me.
A turnip as an animal? Oh, that's tricky, maybe. I'll write it down and we'll see how we go.
Wait, did Cog also not get a choice? Are you just forcing out? You giving one person a choice and then forcing animals upon the rest of us?
God says, why was I not a bat?
See, we both want to be bats and you're forcing animals upon us.
Well, one of you has to be something. I guess you could both be bats.
No, we don't have to both be bats. Cog can be a bat.
Turnip pirate. Cog bat.
I will think about what I want to be.
Lizzie something.
It's probably going to end up being a bee now, isn't it?
Yeah. I think Fire's probably gonna be a puppy, but she can let us know what she wants as well. Look how fast I lost creative control of that, by the way. Matter of seconds. People coming in here demanding to be various different things.
You literally said we can choose and then assigned them. That was your own fault.
If a turnip doesn't work, elephant. Oh, I love it. A cat pretending to be a bat? I kind of like that. The fastest. Yeah. Turnip / elephant. The elephant one will be very cute if the turnip doesn't work out. I think I can try and I've got an idea for the turnip, so we can work with that. Bat / cat for Cog. As a maybe. We'll start with bat and then we'll work our way through. I need to move. There we go. Cheese hat. Puppy, wolf, cat. Oh, we could do you a wolf. A wolf would be good. So, wolf or puppy. But yeah, a wolf. I think a wolf will suit. A crab wolf, exactly, yeah. Fire like crab wolf. Ah, you're a bad man, Cog. Yada ba ba ba.
Oh, hey, it's me.
Oh, hey, it's you. This stream is sponsored by Lizzie Bell. She's definitely human.
I am.
Yeah, yeah.
And for once in a very long time, I'm actually present for a stream.
You are. Which is nice. We like you being here for streams.
Oh.
Yeah. Am I sure about that?
Which part are we sure about?
You posted some inspirational memes for me. I mean, we're pretty sure that she's not a swarm of bees.
I am.
Not entirely sure, but pretty sure.
Hey now.
Hey, there's my Instagram, ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to check it out. She did send you honey recently.
I did? But it wasn't my own honey, it came from Melbourne. I don't live in Melbourne. Literally a Melbourne brand.
It's too far to fly. For those little bee wings.
If I was gonna fly to Melbourne, I'd take a plane.
See, exactly. Those little bee wings couldn't carry you all the way to Melbourne.
Silly.
Oh, I'm silly, am I? Yes. What's the time? 10:25. Okay. We'll finish cleaning this up just a little bit more and then we'll get out on the road to find this puppy. Puppy Hunt 2022. Hey, call the sealer. Oh, it's 10:30. All right, let me just finish this bit, and then I'll raid out. I'm going on a puppy hunt. Going on a puppy hunt. Gonna catch a big one. Hmm? Oh, Wild Bobby! A Wild Bobby has appeared in the chat. How you doing, Bobs? Mexican cheese hat? Absolutely. Very important. You have caught us right at the end of the stream, unfortunately. I'm very sorry. But as penance for leaving you so soon after you arriving, I will reveal to you the goodest of boys. Are you ready for this? Show off some of Barbie's art. Barbie, send us your Instagram. He's the goodest of boys. He's the goodest boy. Actually, I could probably find your Instagram on here, couldn't I? Instagoosk. No, that's the redemption. He redeemed it.
He literally paid for it.
Barb's Dias Art. So, ladies and gentlemen, go and check out Barbie Pants on the things. Where is my webpage? Boop-a-doop. So this is Barb. Oh, I should probably get rid of the hat, shouldn't I? Get rid of the cheese hat. There we go. So this is Barbara Dias Art on Instagram. She does these awesome paintings. They are amazing. I'm always jealous of how good her arting is. I think I need to just shrink that ever so slightly. Maybe a little bit more. Just so that we can actually see it on the screen. There we go. Perfect. Put the cheese hat on Barbie. Okay, we can do that. Where is it? Cheese hat. It actually fits. Oh, wait. Even better. Poop hat. Oh, we're silly. We are silly here. Let's put the cheese hat back where it's supposed to be. Let's put the poop hat back where it's supposed to be. And then we'll move... You're laughing so hard here. And then we'll move through the art. So, this is the kind of awesome artwork that she does. So these are some watercolors. She also does awesome acrylics. There she is, her beautiful, lovely self. Some ink and watercolor stuff. Puppy.
Oh, this one's adorable.
Some cool, like, dark Catwoman vibes. Dig it. I really like this one. I really like this. I love the mushrooms as well. But this one is very nice.
Those are adorable.
This is very me. I'm very in love with this. This whole thing, this whole vibe is just awesome. Art Nouveau.
Paints like that.
Yeah. This is really cool. I love the whole skull flower. I should have it. Oh, this is a work that she did for our wedding. This was our wedding present. It's amazing. It's hung up at the moment in our little little art gallery area.
Almost a preview of me, because I'm never on your streams.
Yeah. Well, you're kind of on streams.
Okay.
Also sells stuff on the Etsy's, so check out the Etsy store for all the Etsy things.
The earrings are the most adorable things ever.
They are very cute. Lots of Simpsons inspired stuff. I love the detail on this. The fur pattern. It's very nice. She might be a swarm of bees. It's possible she might be a swarm of bees.
I don't think I was painted as a swarm of bees.
Oh, this is all your Inktober stuff. I don't know why I haven't gone through and liked all of this. Because I did go through and look at it all and was like, it's all awesome. But I think I liked it all on the Facebooks or something. That's really cool. See? Oh, okay, yeah, I have liked some of them. The monster from Pan's Labyrinth. Awesome movie. If you haven't seen Pan's Labyrinth, that my dude's Furby, the most cursed thing in the universe. It's a really good Furby, actually. Well defined. Wicked Witch. So that's some of her art. She is an amazing artist, and you should go and check her stuff out. She also does commissions, so you know, go and. Oh, that's awesome. Don't think I've seen that one yet.
Okay, it's me.
Really like that. It is you. Hey, look, it's Lizzie Bell. Finally, the face revealed. Yeah, but Barbara Dias art, go and check it out, cause she's the awesome, and it is all of the awesome. Yeah, she does commissions and things. So if you have something that you want in particular, do let her know, because you know she's about that life. Do I want this with a background or not? I think I'll save it with, and we'll see how we go with that. So this is Fredrik Plunderson. Oh, I see things that I didn't finish. Quick. Well, Lizzie Bell's not paying attention.
I am paying attention.
Damn, I've been caught out. So I'm mainly doing this as quickly as possible because depending on who we raid into, they're going to want to see what we've been working on. And I do want it actually saved so that I can be like, here, yes, this is what we did. So save. We'll just export it as a little JPEG. Yeah, okay, so art session, art stream stuff. Thanks everybody for being awesome and being here with us. We're gonna go puppy hunting. See if we can find us
A dog that doesn't belong
a
to
dog
us.
that doesn't belong to us. We are going to raid. Oh, we've got options. We could raid James B. Barrow, we could raid Mao, we could raid Galacticat. Probably Galacticat. I think. What's she doing today? Oh, adds Makinana? Is Makinana on? Oh, he is. He's playing Pokemon Emeralds. Oh. Alright, let's see what Makinana... let's see what Galacticat is doing first. Just because art streams and art streams. Oh, she's petting an adorable cat.
Oh.
I think we have to raid her. We'll raid Makinana next time. And apologies to him. He's playing Pokemon MMO? Oh, no. Oh, no. Dun, dun, Oh, he is. All right, it's a coin flip. It's a coin flip. Marky Nana, our wonderful odd boy. So he's going to be odds. Yeah, we got it. We definitely got him into it. It's our fault. So he's going to be odds. Galacticat will be evens. Let's roll the dice. Oh, it's a 4. Sorry, Marky Nana. Next time. But we'll raid Galacticat for tonight. So, thank you very much, everybody who has joined us. If you are subscribed, which quite a few of you are, you can copy and paste my little rady-do, which we're going to put in now. And give Galacticat some love. Because she's a wholesome bean and the sweetest thing. So, yeah. Let's put the dice off the stream. The gods have spoken. Let's get a quick blessing of the gods before we leave. Blessing of the gods. And we will see you tomorrow for some Valheim, I believe. I hope. If not, maybe I'll do some more art streaming. But yeah, thank you all for coming, and we'll catch you next time. Bye, guys.